Okay folks, buckle up, because tonight we're stepping into a future where death isn't the end, it's a data plan. Get ready for a wild ride. What happens to you after you? A dark room, a phone lights up, a notification appears. It's from someone who passed away 3 years ago. Their name, their photo, their words. We prepare for death physically. We write wills, we choose coffins, we carve names into stone. But no one prepares for what happens to their data. Your voice messages, your selfies, your search history at 2:13 a.m. Your private jokes, your angry posts, your quiet confessions typed into glowing screens. That information does not decay. It does not age. It does not forget. And here's the part that should make you pause. Artificial intelligence can now recreate voices from minutes of audio. It can imitate writing styles. It can predict how you might respond to a question. So, what happens when your body is gone, but your behavioral blueprint remains? Who owns that version of you? Because in the digital age, death may not erase you. It may archive you. And somewhere between memory and machine, a new industry is forming, an economy built on the idea that you never truly log out. All right, well, let's breathe for a second. No, your phone is not secretly texting you from the beyond. What we're talking about here is data persistence. That's real. AI voice cloning is real. Style mimicry is real. The leap is emotional, not supernatural. The interesting tension isn't ghosts in the machine, it's what happens when technology imitates us well enough to blur the line between memory and presence. The data ghost. You already exist in pieces, not spiritually, digitally. Every comment you leave, every voice memo you send, every caption, typo, emoji, and late-night rant, it all becomes behavioral data. And modern AI systems are incredibly good at learning patterns. Give a model enough writing samples, and it can imitate tone. Feed it voice recordings, and it can reproduce cadence, pitch, even breath patterns. Provide chat logs, and it can generate responses that statistically resemble how you speak. Not because it understands you, but because it can map probability across your habits. You don't need consciousness to create the illusion of presence. You only need data density. Imagine this. Someone feeds an AI your entire digital archive, years of posts, texts, emails, videos. The system does not think it is you. It does not feel, but it responds in ways that sound like you. It references shared memories, repeats your favorite phrases, makes jokes structured the way you used to make them. At what point does simulation begin to feel like survival? To an outside observer, it is software. To someone who loved you, it might feel like continuity. And here's where the tension builds. The more we live online, the more detailed our ghost data becomes. We're not just leaving memories behind, we are leaving training material. Okay, so let's ground this. AI is pattern recognition, not soul capture. It predicts what you would probably say based on data. That's important, but here's the wild part. Humans respond emotionally to patterns. And if something talks like your dad, laughs like your friend, types like your partner, your brain doesn't care that it's math, it reacts. And that psychological gap is where this whole economy begins. Memorial bots and the rise of digital resurrection. The first time it happens, it feels uncanny. A grieving daughter uploads her father's old messages into a chatbot system. She feeds it emails, birthday texts, voice recordings saved on an old phone. Days later, she types a question. And it answers in his tone. Not perfectly, not consciously, but statistically familiar. This is not science fiction. AI chat systems have already been built using message histories from deceased individuals. Some startups offer what they call legacy chat services. You provide archived data, and the system generates responses modeled on that person's communication style. Voice cloning technology has also been used to recreate the speech of loved ones from memorial videos and personal keepsakes. With just minutes of audio, AI can reconstruct cadence and vocal texture. Now let's be clear, these are not minds, they're not aware, they're not the person. They are a pattern simulation trained on historical data. But Here's where the tension lives. To someone who is grieving, the emotional brain does not analyze neural networks. It hears familiarity. It recognizes rhythm. It feels presence. And companies are noticing. Memory is becoming interactive. Personality is becoming digitized. Grief is intersecting with subscription services. We are witnessing the early shape of something new, a digital afterlife economy. Not resurrection, not consciousness transfer, but behavioral continuation offered as a service. And if companies can store your data indefinitely, backed up across servers and time zones, then technically your digital likeness could respond long after your biological story ends. The question is not whether it is truly you. The question is whether it feels like enough. So this is where people either lean in or lean back slowly. And the tech is real. Memorial bots exist in limited forms, but they're predictive systems, not souls in servers. The emotional impact, though, is powerful, and companies see that. This is not about haunting, it is about market demand. And anytime emotion meets monetization, things get complicated fast. Who owns you after you're gone? Now, we move from emotion to paperwork. When someone passes away, their social media accounts do not simply vanish. Some platforms allow memorialization. Others allow family members to request deletion. Policies vary wildly. But here's the detail most people overlook. When you sign up for digital platforms, you agree to terms of service. Those agreements often grant companies broad rights to store, analyze, and process your data. In life, that feels abstract. After death, it becomes profound. If your entire digital footprint can be used to model your personality, who controls that model? Your family? The platform? An AI company that licenses behavioral datasets? We already license the likeness of deceased actors to film projects. We digitally recreate musicians' voices for tribute performances. Estates negotiate image rights. So, at what point does a personality become intellectual property? If a company trained an AI on anonymized behavioral data that included your patterns, could it indirectly reproduce your style? Now, legally, data rights are complex. Ethically, they are even more so. Imagine a future scenario. An AI generates advertisements using the conversational tone of thousands of archived users. No one person is replicated exactly, but fragments of real human personalities are embedded in the system. Now, is that collective memory or digital appropriation? A contract dissolves into lines of code. A face forms from legal language. Ownership becomes abstract. And the quiet, unsettling question lingers. When you are gone, is your identity an inheritance or an asset? Well, this is where it gets less sci-fi and more legal thriller. And most of us never read the fine print. Data ownership is already messy while we're alive. After death, it gets murkier. There's no secret vault of digital clones, but there are corporate rights over stored information. And if identity can be statistically modeled, then suddenly personality starts looking a lot like intellectual property, which is weirdly unsettling. The market for immortality. Now we zoom out, not to a grieving family, not to a single chatbot, but to the market. Because wherever there is continuity, there is commerce. Subscription-based legacy bots are already being tested. Digital memorial platforms offer interactive timelines. AI avatar companies promise to preserve personality traits for future generations. Not mind uploading, not consciousness transfer, not sci-fi immortality, behavioral continuation. That is the product. Imagine this, a great-grandchild born decades from now, asking an AI version of you for advice. The system responds using your archived worldview, your humor, your preferences, your writing style. It does not think, it does not remember, it generates. But the interaction feels personal. And for some families, that might feel like preservation. For others, it might feel like distortion. And here is where the tension tightens. If enough data exists, simulations improve. If models are updated over time, they adapt. They refine tone. They fill in conversational gaps. Eventually, the digital version might respond in ways you never actually would have. At that point, is it still you, or is it a new construct built from your historical patterns? The Digital Afterlife Economy does not sell eternity. It sells access. Access to likeness. Access to familiarity. Access to a curated echo of someone who is gone. And in a world where attention is monetized, memory may become the most valuable subscription of all. Now, this is the part that feels slightly Black Mirror, but it is grounded in current tech. Now, nobody is uploading brains. What is happening is pattern modeling. And if companies can charge for extended access to personality simulations, someone will try. That doesn't make it evil, it makes it business. The real question is not can it happen, it is should it scale. The last login. A holographic figure flickers in a dark room. Not solid, not gone. We used to fear being forgotten. Now we may face something stranger. What if you cannot fully disappear? Your data does not decay the way memory does. Your voice can be reconstructed from archived recordings. Your personality can be approximated from digital footprints. The Digital Afterlife Economy does not promise immortality. It promises continuity. Continuity of tone, continuity of presence, continuity of interaction. And continuity is profitable. So here's the final thought. Every time you post, every time you record, every time you store your life in the cloud, you're not just documenting moments, you are generating a behavioral blueprint. And most of us assume our online content is temporary noise, but aggregated over decades, it becomes something structured. A dataset, a personality map, a simulation framework. The future may not involve uploading minds into machines. It may simply involve training machines on everything we willingly leave behind. The question is not whether technology can approximate us. It already can. The question is who controls that approximation, and whether one day logging out will truly mean silence or just archival status. No secret immortality labs, no digital souls trapped in servers, just data, incentives and human emotion. The tech is real, the economics are emerging, the ethics are still forming, and that grey space in between, that is where this story lives. Thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this one. And thank you so much for becoming members. I'm hoping it will help this channel survive the algorithmic storm, and I really appreciate it. Thank you. And now, all my episodes are available as a Mysteria Archive podcast, which you can listen to through the YouTube Music app, which is free for podcasts, no subscription required. Happy listening. Now, this is your special place, and I want to make the videos that you as members want to see. So let me know in the chat what interests you and what episodes I can make especially for you. Okay, my inner circle of friends, stay safe, and until next time, stay curious.